Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to episode 3. Welcome to episode. All right, Callie, you ready to come on?
Hey.
So, hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of The Life of Hollywood, a podcast where we converse with working professionals about their start in the competitive world of Hollywood. I'm your host, Marcus Nocerino. Hollywood is full of all the glitz and glam, but behind the scenes, it's a world where obtaining a job, position, or role is challenging and rough. Today's guest will show us her ways and will introduce us to how she manages to live and inspire the life of Hollywood. My guest today is known for her various character roles on the YouTube channel Dhar Mann Studios, a channel made by influencer Dhar Mann, whose videos are, of course, family friendly. Please help us welcome Callie Walker. Callie, thank you so much for being here today and join me today to talk about your Hollywood journey.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And what did you have for breakfast this morning?
I actually didn't have breakfast this morning. I'm not a big breakfast person.
Oh no, it's all good, but you want to jump in and talk to me about your journey in Hollywood?
Yeah. So I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee. Growing up, I was really not interested in the arts very much. I was into academics, I was into sports, but I never really considered myself creative. Um, I did a few school theater productions in middle school, but nothing serious at all. When I was in 10th grade, I just randomly decided that I wanted to be an actor, and I switched to an arts sporting school out in California called Idlewild Arts Academy. And I started off as a theater major, but I very quickly switched to be a film production major because I was a lot more interested in the like film and television side of things, on camera stuff, rather than theater acting. Um, and yeah, I graduated from there. I went there for my last 2 years of high school, and I moved to LA the day I graduated high school and got my manager, got an agent, started auditioning for projects, auditioned for Dhar Mann, and booked it almost immediately. And I've been working on that for the past 3 years now.
Oh, nice, nice. And is it tough looking for roles and auditions?
Um, I mean, I'm not really the one looking for auditions for myself because I have my manager and my agent to do that for me. But I mean, it's definitely hard once you have the auditions to book something.
Nice, nice. And since you're part of the Darman fam, you want to talk about the audition process for that?
I'd love to. I auditioned for Dhar Mann in the summer of 2022, and the first role I auditioned for was I believe it was the Dhar Mann Stranger Things episode. If you remember that, I ended up playing the bully in that, but I auditioned for um, the girl who was getting bullied, and I didn't hear back on it, and I assumed I hadn't gotten it. And they reached out and they asked me if I wanted to be in another episode where I was a girl who pretended to be a guy to get on the football team. Um, and I was super excited and had a ton of fun filming that episode. And they reached out to me later and they were like, "Remember that Stranger Things episode you auditioned for? We actually never ended up filming it, but we wanted to give you the role." I was like, "Oh, okay, perfect." And after that, they started inviting me back more often.
Nice, nice, nice. And doing research and watching your Darman videos and also being on set working on the Stranger Things episode, you usually play the Mean Girl a lot in most of the episodes. What is your favorite Mean Girl episode that you shot with Darman?
Oh my gosh, I'd have to say my favorite would either be we did an episode last summer where I was bullying this new girl named Mabel, and I like beat her up until she was like in a coma, and we got to do a bunch of fun fight scenes. But we like found out at the end that I was really just like hurting on the inside because my dad was abusing me, and I ended up making friends with Mabel, and she ended up helping me get away from my abusive like household. That was a really fun one. And then we did one earlier this year where it was like an emo girl versus cheerleader kind of thing, like a Bring It On style episode. And that one was really fun. It was really like played up and charactery, and that's not how the roles I've had before have usually been. So I had a lot of fun with that.
Nice, nice. And do you have a favorite project you auditioned for?
Favorite that I auditioned for? I mean, I absolutely love every type of like crime shows or legal show. And so every time I get to audition for one of those are my favorite. And that's what I'm always like crossing my fingers to book.
And what's your favorite crime and legal show?
Criminal Minds.
Nice, nice. And did you ever audition for Criminal Minds?
No, I haven't auditioned for Criminal Minds. They're doing like a reboot series now, but Criminal Minds itself ended before I started acting.
I see. It would have been so cool having Callie Walker in Criminal Minds.
Would have been awesome.
Yeah, and how are you and your favorite Mean Girl character you played? How are you guys alike?
I mean, I really hope we're not too alike. But I think, you can always relate to the ways people tend to try to cope with pain or the hard things they're going through by, they do the best they can, even if that means sometimes taking it out on other people or being unfair. I am not really the type to beat someone up just because I'm upset, but I can understand when you get put in a tough spot, you're doing your best, you're acting kind of irrationally. Um, and yeah, I guess I really enjoy roles more where I don't feel like I have as much in common with them because I feel like I get to do more of the internal character work.
I see. And is there any productions that you're currently working on right now?
I mean, I'm always filming more Dhar Mann episodes, but right now I'm really focusing on I'm a law student and I've been clerking with the district attorney's office for the past year and a half. So that has been what's been taking up most of my time recently.
And what made you get into law?
I've always loved law since I was a kid. Both my parents are lawyers. And it was something I always thought I might want to do. And it kind of like I floated in and out of that orbit. And then when I started college, I was originally studying PR, but I took a legal class and I was like, wait, I love this. So I started taking a few more law classes in undergrad, and I just really found a passion for it that I hadn't felt with anything else. And I decided to start clerking at the district attorney's office for just a summer. And I felt so in love with it that I just stayed and I kept renewing. And now I've done like 10 felony trials now. And there's nothing like it. It's really hard work, but I feel so deeply passionate about it that I just never want to stop.
I see. And when was the last time you worked with Dhar Mann?
The last time I worked with Dhar Mann was probably May.
And what was that episode about?
That most recent episode was kind of like a Princess Diaries spoof.
I see. And what kind of character you play with the Princess Diary spoof?
I was one of the mean girls, as per usual.
Nice, nice. And do you have any like favorite films and shows you grew up watching?
I mean, my favorites growing up, I loved. Do you know so you can fix that?
Yeah, I was like, oh, technical difficulties. I was like, why? How come my mic just dropped?
A very
That was
literal
weird.
mic drop.
I was like, very little mic. Okay. So yeah, talk about your favorite films and shows you grew up watching.
My favorite shows growing up, I loved Nickelodeon, I loved Disney Channel. I also went through a lot of weird phases in middle school where I was obsessed with like ghost hunting shows and like finding Bigfoot and stuff. And then I went through like a major HGTV phase and I was really into like House Hunters, like Love It or List It and Fixer Upper. I don't know, I was a weird child.
And have you had any auditions for like Disney and Nickelodeon yet?
I have, yeah.
Do you want to talk about your favorite audition from Disney or Nickelodeon, if it's something that you could talk about?
I think a lot of that stuff is confidential. But yeah, I mean, I think everyone around my age tends to go out for kind of the same roles as they're doing or like putting out new Nickelodeon Disney series. I've never been a singer, and I feel like they're coming out with a lot of like musicals, musical shows, and movie musicals lately. So a lot of my friends have been auditioning for those, which is really exciting for them. But I've not been doing the more recent movie musical type ones.
I see, I see. And is there anyone in the industry you want to work with in the future?
I mean, Emma Watson has always been a favorite of mine. I feel like I would just love to meet her. I love that she has that combination, like her and like Natalie Portman, how they are both actresses, but they have like big educational goals too and have taken their education really seriously.
Nice, nice. Love Emma Watson. And what's your favorite movie that you like of Emma Watson?
I mean, the Harry Potter movies I grew up with, I really, really loved.
I see. And did you obviously grow up reading the Harry Potter books before watching the movie?
I did. I I had a friend in second grade who she and I were like obsessed with the Harry Potter books, and we started a competition to see who could read the series through more times in second grade. And she won because she read the series through 11 times and I only read it through 7 times. But I was like, that's not fair because I found out she wasn't reading anything else and I was still reading other books the whole time. So I was like, I want a rematch, third grade, you and me. And our third grade teacher was like, no, you can't just keep reading Harry Potter. You guys are banned from those. So I don't think I've read it again since, but I read it many times as a second grader.
And what's your favorite Harry Potter film and book?
I mean, I always loved the fourth book, but I think I liked the seventh movies.
I see. Yeah, Harry Potter is so good. And do you love the Harry Potter ride at Universal?
Oh my gosh, I got stuck on that ride at Universal, the Florida one, the castle ride, and I'm like a little bit too scared to go back on it since.
But do you prefer like Universal Studios Hollywood or Universal Studios in Florida?
I really like the Florida theme parks better, honestly, the Florida Disney and the Florida Universal. I grew up in Tennessee, so those were the ones I always went to growing up, and I feel like the roller coasters themselves are just a lot more exciting there.
I see. And is there any future goals like in your career?
I mean, right now, the career that I'm really setting goals in is law. I mean, I would love to become a DA one day, but until then, I mean, I would just love to keep doing Dhar Mann, keep meeting fun people in the industry. I would love to do some more work. I love how Dhar Mann is like mission oriented, and I would love to do something where I can integrate what I've been working with in the DA's office into my acting career. I've worked primarily in the sex crimes division since I've been there, and I'd love to do something that raises awareness or maybe even raises money for that kind of issue.
Oh, nice. Some charity work would be really great, especially with the Dhar Mann Studios, because I know 2 years ago there was like a strike that happened. Were you involved in part of that, or were you just
No.
like, I needed to stay out of this because yeah, there was a strike going on?
Well, I so I shot my first Dhar Mann episode in August of 2022, and I think that strike happened around like January of 2023. Like I had only done like 2 or 3 episodes by that, or 3 or 4 episodes by that point. Um, I wasn't really involved enough that I saw the strike anywhere other than the internet.
Yeah, and are you gonna be working in any more Dhar Mann productions like in the future?
I hope so.
Yeah, that'll be great to see you and more Dhar Mann videos. And what kind of characters would you like to play in these videos?
I just love the Mean Girls. I love playing Mean Girls. I hope for more of those, but I love it when it's like less of a, you know, basic, straightforward, like high school Mean Girl episode. I love it when it has something extra to it, like the Stranger Things video or the like football episode.
Yeah, and speaking of Stranger Things is having its final season. How excited or sad are you that Stranger Things is wrapping up?
You know what? I've actually never seen it. I should.
That's crazy, especially since you did a Stranger Things episode.
I know. I had to be filled in on set about all the plot points I was missing.
Dang, you gotta get into Stranger Things because it's really good, really magical, and it's like the final season's been and the show's been like existing for like almost 10 years, which is really crazy.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's a good thing that I haven't seen it until the final season so I don't have to like wait in anticipation for an ending.
I see, I see. And do you have a favorite like character you grew up like watching on TV or film?
That's a good question. I don't know that I had a singular favorite character out of everything. I think I went through phases pretty quickly of what I liked. I will say my favorite characters in my favorite show now, which is Criminal Minds, are JJ and L.
And how come you would say JJ and L would be your favorite characters?
I just think they're like so cool and so badass. Like I think it's really interesting how they're able to, when you're working in law enforcement and when you're working in the FBI like they are, you don't necessarily have the same type of like brute strength or like intimidating presence as a woman that the men do. And so I think it's really interesting to see how they can um think on their feet and talk their way out of situations and still maintain control over situations with like serial killers and stuff when they don't necessarily have the ability to do it just with force, if that makes sense.
I see. And what kind of criminal character would you play if you're in a criminal or legal type show?
If I were to play a criminal, I mean, I guess like some kind of like super cunning serial killer or something would be fun. I love the psychological aspects of acting, and when you have like a complex layered character, it'd be fun to play one of those characters where like you're the last person anyone suspects, and then you find out like they're actually a criminal mastermind that's been getting away with all these things for so long. I think that would be a fun kind of role. But realistically, if I was on a crime show, I would love to play like I'd love to play a lawyer because obviously I have, the experience there, or like an FBI agent or an investigator. But realistically, I would probably be playing one of the victims in this age range.
Yes. Callie Walker, the victim on a criminal legal show. That would actually be really interesting. Yeah. And do you have any advice for other actors on how to get started in this industry?
Yeah, I mean, right now things are unfortunately just really slow. And so the first thing I would say to anyone trying to get started right now is if you're not making any headway right now and you feel like you're not getting anywhere, don't give up on yourself and don't blame yourself because that is like most certainly not your fault right now. Working in this industry, it takes a lot of perseverance. Teach yourself everything you can. You always want to be able to be the person you can rely on in terms of like knowledge and career decisions. It's great to have good reps on your side, get a good manager who can place you with a good agent, but never allow yourself in your career to rely completely on someone else. Don't be deferential. And yeah, I mean, just work hard, believe in yourself, meet like-minded people, make good friends that are actors, and be supportive. Like, once you start viewing everyone you work with as competition, like, you're just gonna stress yourself out and turn yourself bitter. Like, everyone's a friend, nobody's your competition. If a role is meant for you, you'll get it. If they get it instead, it just wasn't meant for you, you know? And don't take rejection so personally in acting. It's usually not about how good you are, how talented you are. It might be about your eye color or your hair color. Just keep going and the right roles will find you.
And do you mind putting on like links in the comment sections for any resources that any aspiring actors like should go to?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah. We'll be right back. Callie Walker's gonna put some resources for any aspiring actors for where to go to, like for classes or training. But do you want to talk about that first?
Yeah, I mean, I I'm trying to think of what I can give people. I mean, just the standard like make an actor's access profile, casting networks. Those are the two biggest like platforms where you can get professional auditions yourself. Um, I can list a good headshot photographer that I like. Get good headshots. You'll need that to submit to people. I'll list my favorite voiceover coach. Um, just start training. If you don't have any credits, you can at least put training on your resume. You can put your best foot forward with really solid headshots and just start with student films or whatever you can get yourself into just so that you have some footage to show people. Even if it's not your ultimate goal, baby steps are important and you can always find a student film or something. And it's a great way to learn what it's like to be on set and to get more comfortable.
All right, that's like really good advice and good resources to give to any aspiring actors that are watching this or gonna watch this later on. But everyone will be right back to wrap this up. Callie's gonna put in the comment section some resources to for any aspiring actors from where they can get started. All right.
Hey,
Callie, thank you so much for having a great conversation with me.
thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome.
Yes, I wish you all the success on your journey and best of luck. Watch Callie Walker on the YouTube channel Dhar Mann Studios. Follow Callie on her Instagram account, linked below too once I put it in the comment section once the live stream is over. And thank you to my producer, Frolian, and I will see you next time when we are joined by Ava Akers from ABC's Once Upon a Time. I'm your host, Marcus Nocerino, and I'll see you all in 2 more Sundays at 12:30 p.m. for a new episode of The Life of Hollywood. All right.